I'm Lily Phillips and today I'm getting ran through by 100 guys.
Women, please can you lend me your husbands, sons, boyfriends, nieces, nephews, because I am trying to break the world record for the amount of guys a girl has been with in 24 hours. 101 guys down. Guys 1, Lily 0. I'm trying to be the first person to be with 1,000 guys in 24 hours.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Tea with Torkwase, where I serve you the hottest tea from the internet, from YouTube, TikTok, Reddit and maybe a dash of X. If that sounds like a vibe, please subscribe, and if you like this video, send it to your friend. Today we're talking about 23-year-old Lily Phillips, an OnlyFans creator that slept with 100 men in 24 hours. Well, actually, 101 men in 24 hours. OnlyFans, as you know, is a subscription-based platform where creators send or share exclusive content with their fans. But these days, it feels like these creators are trying to come up with more and more extreme ways to remain relevant. Well, Lily has taken this to another level. This 100-man saga was recorded by a YouTuber, Josh Peters, who gave us the behind-the-scene look at Lily trying to accomplish her jaw-dropping goal. Honestly, it will make you wonder, how can someone top this? In this video, we'll break down the clips from the documentary. We'll also look at Lily's reaction after she has pulled off the stunt. And then we will look at the podcast she has been to after the stunt was completed. And finally, look at her 2025 goals. Let's get into it.
I'm Lily Phillips and today I'm getting ran through by 100 guys.
To start with, 23-year-old is very, very young.
Well, people call me anything. Star, escort, OnlyFans girl, anything really, I don't really care.
Lily Phillips, a 23-year-old OnlyFans star living in London who describes herself as an English was planning on hosting an event where she would sleep with 100 of her fans in a single day.
Started on the platform, I kind of realised, I guess, how much money you can make and also just how much I loved it. I was just like, why am I doing a whole degree? Last week I was like 23 guys all at once, and like some people would be like, you're insane, like I would have to be paid to do that, and I'm like, no, that's just fun to me.
Would you call yourself a businesswoman?
I don't know about that. People would give me a bit of stick if I said I was a businesswoman. Oh, I literally, I've never really cared what people think. It doesn't really bother me. I have such a supportive like family and friends, and what they think about me is so much more important than what strangers think about me.
And this whole thing seems to me to be like self-harm, like somebody physically cutting themselves. And when you say you have support of your friends and family, this is not support. Like, you cannot tell me that a real friend will allow you, or your family will allow you to do something as bad as this. Like, a real friend, a true friend is someone that holds you accountable for your actions and tells you not to try nonsense like this. So don't call them your family and friends. I don't think a true friend will actually let you go on to do something like as bad as this in public for the whole world to see. Nah.
Podcasts and things before that, your family and your parents are proud of you and what you've achieved.
Well, my parents knew straight from the start, like, about what I was doing. Yeah, I was just very open with it. Obviously at the start they were a bit apprehensive because they want me to be safe and they want me to make good decisions and stuff like that. I just think I can't hold myself back and do something that I'm scared what other people might think.
Your parents must be very sort of forward-thinking and open-minded, which is great, because I think...
Yeah, so this is what you get when you're trying to be the woke parent, the one that accepts everything and not actually parenting your children. Like, you had one job, both the mom and dad had one job, and they just failed woefully at it. To allow your child, to support your child in this, like, yeah, they failed really, really bad.
And do you think your partner one day will be someone from the industry, most likely, or?
Yeah, I talk about this a lot with my parents because that's the one thing I guess they worry about is like, will you ever find a boyfriend?
Yeah.
But there's so many guys out in the world. I think, you know, one poor bastard's got to marry me. I rather think it's going to be someone from the industry or someone who is into lending me out.
Lending you out?
Yeah.
So yes, you heard it correctly. She said lending her out. And people are making an argument that, oh, this is a feminism movement and this is very empowering. But how do you explain a man lending you out to people? How do you explain that as being empowering? Please explain to me, how is this making you feel empowered? And she would definitely get a man. She will get a man, because if you can get 100 men to line up queue to want to have sex with her, then definitely she will get a man. But the problem is, what kind of man is she going to get? Obviously, it's not somebody that's going to respect her.
I left Lily's house with more questions than answers. I still couldn't understand why she felt the need to do what she was doing, and whether it was truly what she wanted to be doing. I thought it might be helpful to hear the perspective of another OnlyFans creator, so I reached out to Alex Letitia, also known as the Queen of Southampton.
I went into OnlyFans because we were really, really broke. It was really last resort. I had never, ever sent anyone a nude prior to this ever in my life. So I was so naive going into it. I started off just doing bikini pictures and lingerie, but it is a slippery slope and the demand is more. Before you know it, you're having sex on camera.
And is that something you regret?
There's a lot I regret on there.
Then he asked her about what her thoughts were on Lily Phillips' 100 Men challenge, and this is what she said.
I just worry about her mental health. I'm hoping it's a hoax and it's not gonna actually happen. I don't know. From what I've seen of her, I think she's like young and beautiful. I don't think she has to sleep with 100 guys in one day for attention. I don't know. It's like, medically, is she going to be in a lot of pain? Mentally, you're going to be known as the girl that shot 100 guys in one day, and I think that's really sad. The problem is that when you sign up to objectifying yourself, it's like you're signing a deal with the devil. Like, no one is going to see you as a human being. It gets to the point where everyone objectifies you. That's the reality of it. You're like the cash cow.
Well, when you get to a point in your life where other OnlyFans creators are putting you in their prayers, thoughts and prayers sending your way, then you have to sit down and reevaluate your life, your choices, how you got to the point where you are. Because it seems like the only people that are actually supporting this are people that are directly benefiting from this. And everybody that's involved in this needs to be evaluated. We need to take them all in a bus to evaluate them. Because herself, she needs evaluation. The 100 men, some of them are even married. The 100 men, they need to be, her parents need to be evaluated. Her mom is a financial manager. Yes, let that sink in. Her mom is a financial manager. And then her dad's friends also sign up to her OnlyFans. Not only that, and then they'll come and be telling him, oh, I saw your daughter. Huh? I saw your daughter, like, as per conversation starter, icebreaker. They also need to be evaluated. Then going down to her team or her crew, whatever or whoever, however she wants to call it, they are, yeah, they also need to be evaluated. Because there's mainly women in her team and they are living off her, like literally paying their rent, paying their bills off this girl's body. I know she is an adult and she's responsible for her choices. But how will you be feeling comfortable to be in that presence and benefiting directly, using the money from her, doing this to pay your bills? Like, it's just disgusting, and it's like, it's really, really bad. Well, let's fast forward to the actual day of this saga.
I guess I'm here for the thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a bit early.
I'm Josh, by the way.
Oh,
Hey, nice to meet you.
Sir, I hope you are this punctual to work, because you cannot be the first out of 100 people to come. You don't have shame. I hope you are this punctual when it comes to work.
I never really think about things before I do them, so I've just kind of do them and then think, oh, was that okay?
Yeah, we're not surprised that you don't think, sir. Don't even worry. Don't need to explain yourself. Even though I know that there's something wrong with this man, but we also have to remember that she put herself in this situation. You have to remember that she could have stopped this thing at this moment. Maybe before she was thinking that, oh yeah, this would be a nice idea too. Even if she didn't sleep with this man, trust that even just the fact that she was thinking of doing it will make her go viral. but obviously not as much as it is going viral now. But at this point, she could have said, yeah, it was a wild thought. I don't know why I was thinking of doing something like that. Let's stop this. But no, she moved ahead. If you watch the whole documentary, you see a lot of gates where she could stop and reevaluate, stop. But she moved through all those gates, didn't respect herself enough. In fact, you see most of the time she's even putting these men's pleasure and their well-being ahead of hers. I know obviously she's a people pleaser, but instead of her to pay for a therapist, she decided to sleep with 101 men. And we cannot put too much blame on the men, even though there's something wrong with them, but there is more wrong with her for going ahead with this thing.
And very strange.
Lots of bananas.
No one, including Lily's team of assistants, seemed to have much of a plan in place for the day.
I don't know what's going on. No, there's a lot of forms this time. The admin side of things is crazy.
Having had their IDs checked and release forms signed in order to allow publication on OnlyFans, 6 men sat anxiously on a sofa, waiting for their turn to have sex with Lily.
By the way, I think this is the same assistant that brought her boyfriend to do close-up magic tricks for the men in the waiting room as per entertainment while you wait on the queue to sleep. Like in the doctor's waiting room. I don't even understand. And then this same assistant was saying, oh yeah, it's a good opportunity for networking. So people were asking, oh, do you do this? And she's like, oh yeah, she does that. And all of you, they need to just take all of you, put you in the bin, close it, lock the key, and throw it away. Because this is mental behavior.
Meanwhile, it seemed the reality of what Lily was undertaking was starting to become slightly more real.
Hello.
Hello, how are you feeling?
Nervous, no, excited. It's nice to actually meet the boys because it puts you at ease a bit.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. Is it
And you're not getting.
How are you feeling?
No, I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Just putting a baby monitor in here so I can keep an
Oh,
eye
that's
on
smart.
you.
What is funny? What is funny that you're laughing? Please, do me a favor. Check whether you are subscribed. If you haven't, please hit the subscribe button and send it to your friend if you like this video. Thank you.
To feel concern for Lily as we left the house, she seemed more apprehensive about what she was doing than she had done over the past few weeks.
Well, this is another point where she could have stopped this. But no, she went ahead. Like, you don't need to prove anything to anybody. Nobody asked you for this. Nobody asked for this. Like, you don't owe anybody anything, especially not your body. You don't owe it to anybody.
I believe in the middle of this like super affluent suburb, this girl is about to just have a load of strangers, 100 strangers in someone.
Let's not even forget that this thing happened in an Airbnb. So if you're coming to London, be very vigilant. Look at this area very well, just so that you'll not end up in this house. Also, that mattress, that bed, there's no cleaning that can happen. They should just throw it away, burn it. And then we should then get a pastor to come and pray for this house, because the spirits that are going to be floating around in this house.
Hours of waiting, we tried to get back into the Airbnb. We ended up being delayed by one of her assistant's boyfriends, a close-up magician who had been performing for men in the waiting room.
No, man. That is cool as shit, dude.
Lily's PA gave us some more updates and promised us that they were nearly finished.
How far off is she from finishing?
Not far off at all. We're nearly done. We're nearly done. We've got a few people who have like gone home and then they've called us and like, can my friend come? I've just told him how sick it was. And we're like, yeah, bring it. Like, send your friend over. But no, it's been great for like networking. Like even like guys have been speaking. They're like, oh yeah, I do this for a living, saying their job. Oh, we need someone that does that. And we're like, yeah, message us back tomorrow.
So here is another point where she could have stopped this. Okay, she has slept with a number of men, okay. But at some point, many of them dropped out in the last minute. Like, many of the 100 men dropped out in the last minute. And instead of them to stop at that point, like, okay, we have done some. In fact, we can even lie to the public to say we actually did 100 when we didn't do 100. But no, what they thought was the best option between those two was to get random men from the streets, random people, to come and complete the number 100. I don't think there's any saving this girl. I don't think there's saving, because at the beginning of this documentary, she said, "Oh, they're going to prioritize the people that have STI checks, blah 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 blah." Obviously, these men that come in, random men that are coming in, they're not going to check them. So she had decided to put the idea of fulfilling her promise of 100 above her own self preservation, because at this point she would have already taken the number of them and know that this is crazy. But no, she still decided to go ahead with it. And you too, Madam PA, what do you mean by networking? What do you actually mean by networking? What do you have to do with a man that is standing on the queue of 100 men, one of the 100, to do something as vile as this? What do you need that kind of person to do? What do you need that man's business? The only thing you need from this list of people here, the only thing that you can do for us is to give that list to police, FBI, CIA, all of them. Give it to them. CC them in one email so that they can put those men on one watch list, because there's definitely something wrong with these people. And for them to do something like this, you know that there's also possibility for them to do something even more vile than this. Again, I know Lily is an adult, but you can see by having this kind of person as a PA, seeing this as networking events, for you to have that kind of person, you know that there's no checking of her action. There's nobody here that is actually going to say, no, we're not getting more people. No, this ends here. There's nobody there around her to do that. So it is actually, I have no choice but to have sympathy for her, to not even have one person to say no, put the feet down and say, no, we're not going to continue with this. Yeah, it's a sad situation for her. If you think that this is the end of the story, think again. After this, she came to the camera crying. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe it had dawned on her mistake, and maybe this whole thing is taking a toll on her physically, mentally, emotionally. But no. She was crying because she felt that she let these men down. Girl, you need help. So basically, she told them 5 minutes in the text message to invite them, and some of them got 2 minutes. Obviously, they were still asking, oh yeah, you said 5 minutes, and yeah, these are the people we're talking about. These are the kind of men that form the 100 men, which I'm not even surprised about. Yeah, that was what made her cry. Can somebody say people pleasing? Babe, you need to go to the therapist. This is not normal.
Hello.
Lily offered to show me the aftermath of their stunt.
Oh, it stinks.
What does it smell like?
Brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Oh, holy
I guess it. You actually can. Is that real?
Yeah, he's not good with smells.
Lily then walked us through the process that she had repeated 100 times that day.
Come on in, make yourself at home, take your shoes off. I've got some hangers here if you want to put your coat up.
Nice.
Come on in. Where you travel from today? Oh, lovely. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice to meet you. I'll get you on the bed, make yourself comfortable, take off your trousers, and we're going to have a fun time. And I'll give them the phone camera. I'll just say, I'm guessing you don't want your face in it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it'll be POV phone camera.
Yeah.
I'll start usually with a and then I'd say, is there anything you like, don't like, any certain position you want to do?
Yeah.
And then, we kind of got straight into it.
Did you do the with a condom on, or?
No, I didn't.
Off
condom off.
Okay, but then once they're having sex, it's
condom
on type thing. And how are you feeling?
Surprisingly, downstairs is not really sore.
Okay.
It's more just tired. My eyes sting like nothing else.
Why?
Because of all the cum in it. I think I repeatedly said, you can come on my face, but not in my eye.
And they just went right at the eyes.
Well, I think it might have been an accident.
Again, can I hear you say people pleasing? Thank you. It seems like her self-worth is tied to pleasing these strangers at the expense of her own dignity.
It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Well, thank you so much, Ma, for your review. If you didn't say this thing now, we too would have been thinking that was a good idea. But now that you have said it, we now know that we shouldn't try it. Well, you learn something new every day. Thank you so much, ma.
Just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Just take
Yeah, 1 minute. You feeling pressure to have to make them come if like you haven't spent enough time with them and feeling like they didn't, like you didn't give them a good time because like they only got 2 minutes.
And that's what's making you feel emotional, is that maybe you think you didn't give some guys a good enough time today?
Yeah. I was like feeling so like robotic. Like by I think like the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal sex at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. Like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when you know.
Yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
When I decided to start making this documentary, I wasn't too sure of what to expect. I certainly didn't expect to see Lily so upset at the end of it all. I'd thought perhaps in years to come she may look back at this day in sadness, but not so instantly afterwards. She had stressed to me throughout my time with her how excited she was for this challenge and how this was her fantasy, so to see her so visibly upset at the end of it all was really sad.
So the documentary has ended. And after this, with the way she reacted at the end, you would think that it will finally dawn on her that this is not the right way to go. No. This girl came to tell us that this whole 100 men is only preparation. That in 2025, her goal is to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. My people, what is on your vision board for 2025? What are your goals? Put it down in the comment section. I would like to see them. Because Madam Lily said 2025, bigger and better. So when will this end? What comes after 1,000 men? 5,000 men? Because she has seen the fame and money she has gotten from this stunt. And it has created a vicious cycle that she will continue putting up more stunts. Other OnlyFans creators will want to beat this, and then she also wants to beat it. When will this end? And the sad part is there's always going to be a young girl watching this and think that this is a good way to get money and fame and likes, all the clout that is going around this whole thing. But the only thing I can say to those kind of people, if they're ever watching my content, is you are better than this. You don't need to shock people to remain relevant. And you don't need to sacrifice your self-respect for success.
So you might know me as the girl who's been with 101 guys in a day. Now I'm currently in training to do 1,000 guys in a day. And on the 15th December, I shall be taking on 300 guys in a day, which is the most amount of guys I've ever done. And so it's going to be hard, but in comparison to the 1,000, this should be light work.
I think one of the questions that I just have about that is, it seems like now you're kind of trying to make light of the situation, but in the moment, you know, you were crying. And I get obviously what attracts you to this. I'm not gonna be patronizing of these questions. It's money and it's fame. You know, these are demonic possessions. You know what people will do for this sort of attention. You're getting a lot of it right now because you've, you know, done something. You're saying you're going to do something that no person has done and sleep with 1,000 people in one day. But how do you ignore what you felt after that and how you felt after that and just put on a happy face and pretend that it's normal when it so clearly was not? Like, you clearly were traumatized by the experience.
I personally don't think I was traumatized. I chose to do this. This was something that I wanted to do. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it was fucking easy. So if my daughter wanted to get into it, obviously I would highly educate her on all the bad things about the industry because, you know, there's such a dark side to it. I would definitely highly educate her on that. That's her decision, that is her choice, and I would still support her and still, you know, talk to her and coach her through it and yeah, be there for her.